everybody, I'm Skip Elsheimer, and welcome to the AV Geeks Lunchtime streaming show. We just watched a film called The Doctor, which was made by DeVry School Films, and this was a vocational guidance film that, of course, was shown to people trying to figure out what they were going to do with the rest of their lives. And I'm thinking that DeVry is kind of a distant related to DeVry Technical Colleges. It's probably very similar lineage. And so this film came from an Oregon archive in Pittsburgh, but ultimately was from the Mogul Brothers collection, which is based in New York. I'm not at my archive. Normally I'm at the archive in Raleigh, North Carolina, but I'm actually on the road doing some consulting work. But I still got to show you some stuff because we have so many 16 millimeter films that we want to show you, and I appreciate you tuning in spite of me pre-recording this. So the next film that we've got set up is another film about health. This is Joan Avoids a Cold, and it's a lot of fun. We get to learn how colds and flus are spread. So enjoy.
There's going to be a dance program at this school next week. This is just a rehearsal. The dance is about fairies in a garden. Joan is the fairy queen. That's George, who just got sneezed on. He's the prince. In the basket that just got sneezed on is candy for the fairies. It does seem that Joan is catching a cold. If she is, the others might catch it from her. Let's hope don't. But a few days later, two of the fairies are absent. And the next day, only one fairy has come to rehearsal. And where's George? He's here with the school nurse. He has a fever and a cold. She's calling his mother. George should be home in bed. And on the next day, no one has come to rehearsal, not even Joan. And the dance program has been postponed. Joan does have a cold, just as all the other children in the program have. Dr. Green is the family doctor. Joan's temperature is 100 degrees. That's higher than normal. She has a fever. Joan's temperature should be normal for at least 1 day before she goes out again, so she'll stay indoors to take care of her cold. Paper hankies are good because you can throw them away. Joan blows gently. That keeps germs in her nose from going into her ears. Mother pinned this bag here. Mother turned on the vaporizer, too. That puts moisture into the air. Moisture helps Joan breathe more easily. Joan feels especially bad because it was probably her fault that the dance program had to be postponed. Colds are caused by germs called viruses. But Dr. Green has told Joan and her mother how to avoid colds. We'll see what Joan does. And then perhaps you'll be able to avoid colds too. It's several days later, and Joan is well again. She's going out to play. The thermometer outside her window says the temperature is 45 degrees. That means that it's cool outside. What kind of clothing should she wear? A light jacket? Or a warmer coat? The coat. It's too cool for the jacket. Joan knows that one way to avoid colds is to be sure you're warm enough when you're outdoors. Should she wear a sweater, too? Not today. Then she might be too warm. The best way to avoid colds is not to be too warm or too cold when you're outdoors. Joan's friends are happy to see her again. They've missed her. Would she like a bite of Jim's apple? Oh, no. Taking bites from food that another person is eating is one way to get cold germs. Joan doesn't want another cold. But Sally thinks she may be getting one. Maybe she shouldn't be out today. She has been sneezing a lot. When Sally sneezes, she tries to cover her nose and mouth. Covering your sneeze helps to keep the viruses that cause colds from spreading. But if Sally is getting a cold, Joan doesn't want to be too close to her. Dr. Green told Joan that people with colds can spread them through the air, perhaps this far, by talking or coughing or sneezing. Now it's nearly dinner time. Joan always washes her hands before she eats. Plenty of soap and water helps you wash away all kinds of germs. Another way that Joan is avoiding colds is by using her own towel. Not that one, which no one else uses. Having your own towel helps you stay well. Now it's dinner time. Does it seem to you that Joan is avoiding a cold? Well, she is. Just look at her plate. Here are foods that are good for her. Joan's mother prepares nourishing foods every day to help keep her whole family well and strong. Keeping well and strong helps your body fight colds. Joan goes to bed. She gets all the sleep she needs. That also keeps her body strong so it can fight germs. And so, Joan is avoiding a cold. At school, Joan and the other children have begun rehearsing for their program again. Their teacher hopes that no one gets a cold this time. Joan is certainly trying to avoid one, but sometimes, as much as you try to avoid a cold, you still might get one. That's what happened to Joan's father. He's got a cold now. Joan doesn't want to get too close to him. Joan's father is staying home today so that the other people in his office won't catch his cold. Mother has done some things that will help protect the rest of the family while Joan's father is sick. She's put paper cups in the bathroom so Father won't have to use the regular cup. He's going to gargle with some medicine Dr. Green gave him. He'll spit into the toilet to keep his cold viruses away from the sink. And here's where the paper cups go, in the wastebasket. Mother takes special care of the dishes and other things Father uses while he's sick. She boils them for 20 minutes. That will kill nearly all the germs on them. She pours boiling water on the rest of the dishes to help kill viruses that might not have been washed off. Everyone is working together to help Joan avoid a cold. At school, rehearsals are going very well. One of the girls got the sniffles and didn't come today, but everyone else seems fine. Joan's on her way home from school now. This is where she usually crosses the street. That puddle doesn't seem too deep. If Joan is very careful... Uh-oh. It's deeper than she thought. Now her feet are all wet. Wet feet can give you a chill. Anytime you're chilled, it's easier for you to catch a cold. That's why, as soon as she gets home, Joan puts on dry shoes and stockings. She's trying very hard to avoid a cold. Do you think she'll avoid it? Let's see. The day of the dance program has come. Behind this curtain, the children are ready to begin. Many parents and brothers and sisters and friends are in the audience. There's George, and there are the fairies. But where's Joan? Is she sick? Is she in bed with a cold? No, she's well. Joan avoided a cold. Good for Joan. Her mother and father are very proud of her. Joan won't forget how she avoided a cold. Try to remember what she did, so you'll avoid colds too.
Okay, so I've shown this next film before, but I love it. It's so great, and the soundtrack is so great. And it's definitely not American. It was made probably in Europe. It's called Getting Sick and Getting Well. And it was, kind of somebody in the United States bought it from somebody in Europe and then packaged it and redid the soundtrack. But it's a wonderful way to kind of talk about diseases and how to keep yourself safe from them. Enjoy.
Here comes Michael, who's going to be in a track meet. Michael's strong and good at sports. He enjoys being healthy. Michael enjoys everything, like the flowers and the trees and the fresh air.
An apple. Looks good. I can't wait to eat it. I like apples.
But there's something on that apple that Michael can't see.
What can't I see?
I'm a German. I'm right here on this apple. I'm so small you can't see me, but I can make you sick.
I'm not afraid.
Oh my, oh my. You shouldn't have eaten that without washing it. Or your hands. You should always wash first. You don't want bad germs inside you.
Aww.
Well, if you can imagine yourself smaller than a dot, then go inside your body. You'd be able to see all kinds of things you didn't know were there.
Smaller than a dot. Smaller than a dot. Going inside myself.
You're inside now. This tunnel is like your blood vessels, and these are your blood cells. They go all through your body. Take a ride on one and you'll see.
I'm gonna catch a ride on one of those and see what happens. Who are you?
Oh, who goes there? Oh, it's Michael. Thought you were a germ that didn't belong here. When we find things inside you that don't belong, we get rid of them.
Who are you?
We're special helpers. We stop germs that get inside you when you don't wash your food or hands.
All for one and one for all. We're the cells that keep germs away. Inside, we're the helpers that try to keep you well. When bad germs get inside you, we get rid of almost all outsiders. Yes, sir. But you can go on through.
Thank you. I'm glad you're here. Oh, who's that?
I'm the germ that was on that apple.
What are you doing in here? Get out. How'd you get inside here?
Easy. I was on the apple you ate. I'll make you sorry you let me in. I'll be all over everywhere because you didn't take care. I'll soon be everywhere. Inside I'll go, all around I'll go, until I made you sick from head to toe.
We make you sick, we make you tired, we make you feel so bad. We make you sick, we make you tired, we make you feel so bad.
I don't feel bad.
You may think I'm very small. Soon you'll see how much trouble I can be.
We make you sick, we make you tired, we make you feel so bad.
Aw, I don't believe it. Get out, get out.
I'll make you sick. Watch me. Where there was one of me, soon will be 2, 3, and then an army of me. As time goes, I'll multiply.
Uh-oh.
Now there are enough germs to really make Michael sick. They started as one, but now grow stronger each minute that passes by.
We are the germs, the dirty, dirty germs, the dirtiest germs you've had. We make you sick, we make you tired, we make you feel so bad. We make you sick, we make you tired, we make you feel so
Germs! Germs! They don't belong inside people's bodies. Let's go! Yeah, let's get those germs. Germs that make people sick. We've got to hurry and stop those germs. We've got to knock them out bad. Before they multiply and make Michael sick. Yeah, stop these germs
Calling
now.
all good cells.
Germs! Germs! Let's go!
Michael's good cells are doing their job, and it looks like he's going to be all right. But they'll have to stop them quick before they spread their poison. And sometimes your good helpers need help. Then's the time to call your parents or teacher so they can get the doctor or nurse to help.
Send for help, Michael. Get your parents. Get the doctor.
Uh-oh.
All right. Let's see where else we can spread to. We'll strike here and here. We'll spread through all of Michael. Continue to spread our bad poison. And he thought we were too small to hurt him. We're winning. Attack! Attack! Soon we'll be everywhere in Michael.
Oh, I don't feel good.
And now that you're sick, you better tell someone so you can get some help.
I don't want to be sick. I have to be in a track meet this afternoon.
We'll help you get well, Michael. You're not too sick. It's good you got help before the bad germs made you feel worse. Sometimes medicines can help the good helpers in your body with their fight against the bad germs.
We make you sick, we make you tired. We are the germ fighters.
Most of the time, our bodies can take care of bad germs all on their own. We rest and take care of ourselves, but sometimes we're given medicines. But only when parents and doctors give them to you. They know what kind and when and how much to take so that it can help your own helpers inside your body.
We are the germ fighters. Fighting them germs. Fighting them germs. Fighting them germs. Fighting them germs. Fighting them germs.
So remember to wash your hands before you eat and wash food too. And if you do accidentally get some germs inside, with the help of your special helpers, you get healthy again. Your helpers work until most of the bad germs are gone. Then you feel good again and enjoy being strong and good at sports. And enjoy singing and dancing and being healthy. Michael now knows to wash his hands and food because germs like the ones that made him sick are still around.
We almost had him. But then he went to the doctor. No fair.
Well, there'll be other boys and girls we can attack. If you don't wash your hands and you don't wash your food, you give us a chance to get inside you. If you don't wash your hands and you don't wash your food, you give us a chance to get inside you. But if boys and girls do what they should and wash their hands and clean their food, we're out of luck. What can we do? If you don't wash your hands and you don't wash your food, you'll give us a chance to get inside you. If you don't wash your hands and you don't wash your food, you'll give us a chance to get inside you.
Okay, so it's Friday, and it seems like we've fallen into this pattern where I like to show you old TV ads from our collection and from collections that we've digitized from other people and for other organizations. So this next batch, this next block of films is a deep dive into commercials from, I want to say, probably the 60s, early 60s to the 70s, maybe dabbling in the 80s a little bit, mostly from the 60s, for Vicks Vapor Rub. These, when I digitized these for Duke University's Ad Views project more than 10 years ago, I was very struck by Vicks Vapor Rub ads because they really, it's more about more than just talking about Vicks. It's about the closeness and the intimacy of your mom or your wife rubbing your chest. That's what this whole thing is about that, like, oh, I want my wife to rub my chest gently. Oh, I want my mom to rub my chest gently. You know, that's what, and it just happens that there's Vicks Vapor Rub on her hand, but it's all about that soothing, calming, like everything is right in the world. I feel like crap, but I have a loved one here who's rubbing me in a very kind way. So there's lots of commercials, 20 minutes worth. So enjoy the Vicks Vapor Rub block.
I hear you came down with a nasty cold last night.
Yep.
You were all stuffed up, huh?
Hard to breathe.
What'd your mother do?
Rub some nice medicine on me. Vicks Vapor Rub.
Oh, mothers call it the love rub. Bet it helped.
Yep. Later I could breathe easier.
Sure, it's more than love. It's good, effective medicine. Vicks medicated vapors work on your stuffy nose for up to 8 hours. How'd you sleep? Vicks Vapor Rub. It's more than love. It's good, effective medicine.
So, Helen can't sleep with that nasty cold.
Mother, you're in Philadelphia.
You need Vapor Rub for your congestion. In the drawer.
Oh?
Remember how well you slept when I covered your chest with Vapor Rub and those medicated vapors helped you breathe easier all night so you could rest? Well, it's just as effective on grown-ups.
It is.
So mother yourself, Helen, with Vicks Vapor Rub and write us once in a while.
What do you do for a cold?
Oh, I use this or maybe this, but always Vicks Vapor Rub.
I had for bed.
With aspirin and Vapor Rub.
No matter what else you do, use Vapor Rub too. Its medicated vapors work fast for a warm, soothing, extra feeling of breathing relief other medicines alone can't give.
For the cold? What else?
Vapor Rub, an extra feeling of breathing relief, no matter what else you do for a cold.
The Vicks art of self-defense. Lesson 7.
How to fight cold miseries with your bare hands. When a cold gets a grip on someone you love, reach for Vicks Vapor Rub. The sooner you rub it into his throat, his chest, and his back, the sooner you can help take the fight out of cold miseries. Vapor Rub Vaporizing Ointment. Your hands give it strength.
I hear you came down with a nasty cold last night.
Yep.
You were all stuffed up, huh?
Hard to breathe.
What'd your mother do?
Rub some nice medicine on me. Vicks Vapor Rub.
That's good, effective medicine. Bet it helped.
Yep. Later I could breathe easier.
Sure, because Vicks medicated vapors work on your stuffy nose. They help decongest for up to 8 hours. How'd you sleep?
Vicks Vapor Rub helps your child breathe easier so he rests easier.
Poor baby, all stuffed up with a miserable cold. What should you do?
Put her to bed. Put her to bed.
Stop. Never go to bed with a cold without Vicks Vapor Rub. Here's why. Aspirin cold tablets wear off in about 4 hours. Your baby may wake up miserable. Only the Vapor Rub way gives 10 hours sleep-through relief ordinary tablets don't give. Vapor Rub feels so good, eases tightness. Your baby likes it so much. She breathes easier right away. And for 10 hours, vapor medications relieve stuffy head, sore throat, bronchial congestion. Give her comforting 10 hours sleep-through relief. So, never go to bed with a cold without Vicks Vapor Rub. And that goes for you and your husband, too. Always get 10 hours sleep-through relief in nose, throat, and chest with Vicks Vapor Rub.
Mother, his happiness is in your hands, particularly when he's sick. And with a cold, you want to be sure he gets fast, effective relief from his miseries. So here's wonderful news. Atom tracer tests prove Vicks Vapor Rub acts faster, works hours longer than aspirin or any cold tablet. Tests prove when you rub Vapor Rub over the area of lungs and heart, throat, back, and neck, where cold tension settles, Vapor Rub acts instantly, works in nose, head passages, throat, reaches deep into chest with a second breath. No other method of relief treats all 3 cold areas all at once with no internal dosing. Works as long as 10 hours, so your child feels good again fast. Remember, Atom Tracer tests prove Vapor Rub acts faster, works hours longer than aspirin or any cold tablet. World's most widely used cold medication, Vicks Vapor Rub.
Oh, honey, you've caught a nasty cold. Come on, we'll get you to bed.
Stop. Never go to bed with a cold without Vicks Vapor Rub. Here's why. Aspirin and cold tablets wear off. They give only about 4-hour relief. Your child may wake up crying. But Vapor Rub works more than twice as long, gives 10 hours sleep-through relief. So always rub on Vapor Rub. It eases tight, sore muscles, feels so good. Your baby breathes easier, and penetrating vapor medications give 10-hour relief inside stuffy nose, inside sore throat, deep inside congested chest. Comforting 10-hour sleep-through relief that tablets cannot give. So never go to bed with a cold without Vicks Vapor Rub. And save 21 cents. Get the large economy size Vicks Vapor Rub. Stop. Never go to bed with a cold without Vicks Vapor Rub. Here's why. Aspirin or cold tablets wear off in about 4 hours. You may wake up miserable in the night. Only the Vapor Rub way gives full 10-hour sleep-through relief ordinary tablets don't give. So rub Vapor Rub over painfully congested sinuses. Dab around nose. You breathe easier instantly. Rub on throat and chest. Vapor Rub feels so good. Eases that tired achiness. And for 10 hours, penetrating vapor medications relieve nose, throat, chest. Clear stuffy head. Soothe sore throat. Help break up bronchial congestion. Give 10 hours sleep-through relief all night long. Help you feel like a new man next morning. So never go to bed with a cold without Vicks Vapor Rub. And save 21 cents. Get this economy size Vicks Vapor Rub. Now, same Vicks Vapor Rub in new tubes, too. Clean, convenient. Just squeeze and rub. Apply right from the tube. Vicks Vapor Rub.
This is Mr. John Barry Rogers. He feels weak as a kitten, so stuffed up with a cold. He could take aspirin or cold tablets and go to bed, but ordinary tablets wear off in about 4 hours. He could wake up miserable. That's why Mr. Rogers never goes to bed with a cold without Vicks Vapor Rub. Vapor Rub gives 10-hour sleep-through relief. Delightful. Feels so good. He breathes easier right away. And Vapor Rub's medications give 10-hour relief to help clear his stuffy head, soothe sore throat, loosen bronchial congestion. Vapor Rub helps him sleep all night and wake up well on his way to feeling strong as a tiger. Mr. John Barry Rogers never goes to bed with a cold without Vicks Vapor Rub. Neither does his father, his mother, or his big sister Sue. All the family get 10-hour sleep-through relief with Vicks Vapor Rub.
I'm modern, and when my little Rodney has a cold, he gets a pill. It's modern. I'm modern, too.
Betsy has a cold. I rub in Vicks Vapor Rub. Most comforting thing you can do for a cold.
My pills help relieve nasal congestion.
Vapor Rub's famous for that.
My pills give fast, continuous relief.
So does Vicks Vapor Rub.
Well, my pills are easier to give.
Maybe.
But when I comfort my child with Vicks Vapor Rub, I can almost see the vapors penetrate down deep.
Watch you relax, warm up, feel better. Vapor Rub's so loving, so right.
For comfort, real comfort, inside and out, rub in Vicks Vapor Rub. Most comforting thing you can do for a cold. Even grown-up colds.
Jill and I, we're twins, but I'm the modern one. Clothes, hairdo, all modern. And when my son Lance has a cold, he gets a pill. It's modern. Janine's modern, all right. But so am I. That's why when my Kathy has a cold, I rub in Vicks Vapor Rub. Most comforting thing you can do for a cold. My pills help relieve nasal congestion.
Vapor Rub's famous for that.
My pills give fast, continuous relief. So does Vicks Vapor Rub. My pills are easier to give. But when I rub in Vapor Rub, it feels so loving, so right. I can almost see the vapors penetrate down deep, warming and comforting. Makes Kathy's whole cold feel better. Real comfort.
For continuous comfort, inside and out, rub in Vicks Vapor Rub. Most comforting thing you can do for a cold.
Mr. Johnson, we're here for Vicks Vapor Rub to get the inside story of your cold.
I feel totally terrible.
Muscles ache.
You said it.
Chest tight.
Don't remind me.
Nose stuffed up. You need Vicks Vapor Rub, Mr. Johnson. Most comforting thing you can do for a cold.
Not capsules or pills?
Show him what happens, Mrs. Johnson. Rub on the Vapor Rub.
Here, dear. How's that feel?
Feel better, Mr. Johnson?
Yep.
Warm and relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
Vapors working way down deep. You can breathe easier?
Sure can.
What do you think of Vicks Vapor Rub, Mr. Johnson?
Never knew I could get this much comfort.
For continuous comfort to sleep all night through, Vicks Vapor Rub. Most comforting thing you can do for a cold.
Mighty good medicine, that Vapor Rub.
Me again. I bought some marvelous new pills at the station. They'll really help Jenny's cold.
Well, thanks, Ellie, but...
Darling, do I smell Vicks Vapor Rub?
Uh-huh. Most comforting thing you can do for a cold.
That may be so, darling. But pills are quick and easy.
And comfortless.
But who cares? Pills can help relieve a stuffy nose.
So does Vicks Vapor Rub. It helps free breathing passages. Helps you sleep all night through.
Well, yes.
You can almost see the vapors working down deep. Soothing and comforting. Ellie, you just can't relieve a cold and get comfort like this from a pill.
I guess you can be modern and comforting, too.
You can, with Vicks Vapor Rub.
Vapor Rub Vaporizing Ointment. Most comforting thing you can do for a cold.
You big baby. I told you if you got your feet wet, you'd catch a cold. Don't butt mother me. Look at you. Nose all plugged up, sneezing, coughing. What a mess. We're going to do something fast, or you won't show up for school tomorrow. Oh, I know. You tried a capsule. Now you just see if this doesn't make you feel more comfortable. Vicks Vapor Rub. The most comforting thing you can do for a cold. We can't let the assistant principal of Elmore T. Lewis High miss school.
Decongestant action? Sure. Continuous comfort to help sleep all night through? You bet. Vapor Rub Vaporizing Ointment has those and more. It makes your whole cold feel better.
Like Mother said, the most comforting thing you can do for a cold. Vicks Vapor Rub.
If you had a cold like Susie's, you wouldn't like it either if somebody just gave you a book to read and went away. Or if they put a thermometer in your mouth and you couldn't breathe and then went away forever and finally came back and you didn't have a fever anyway and then they went away again. Or if they just gave you a pill and talked on the phone to other people all the time and had lunch downstairs with your brother and sister and sat there for hours and you had to eat by yourself and you can't hardly breathe. But you'd like it better and you'd probably feel okay if somebody rubbed you and sat there a while and talked.
Oh, you're a good little girl.
Susie, honey, it's a cold world. But one of the warmest things in it is still Vicks Vapor Rub. Vapor Rub Vaporizing Ointment. At the first sign of a cold, the very first, reach for Vicks Vapor Rub, the world's #1 cold medicine. Vapor Rub relieves miserable symptoms of a cold. The sooner you rub it in, front and back, the sooner it'll help you feel better. So at the first sign of a cold, rub in Vicks Vapor Rub. And don't let anything stop you.
There, baby.
What took you so long? Vapor Rub, Vaporizing Ointment.
When I was sick and lay in bed, I had 2 pillows at my head. All my toys beside me lay to keep me happy all the day. And sometimes for an hour or so, I watched my leaden soldiers go with different uniforms and drills among the bedclothes through the hills. And sometimes sent my ships in fleet, all up and down among the sheets. Or brought my trees and houses out and planted cities all about. I was the giant, great and still, that sits upon the pillow hill and sees before him dale and plain, the pleasant land.
Like a child's favorite verse, Vicks Vapor Rub has a special way of soothing. That's why it's used more than any other cold medicine in the world. Vapor Rub Vaporizing Ointment with the extra ingredient of a mother's love.
So you had to go to the football game, huh? Understand they play, rain or snow. Didn't even wear your longies. Now you've got a stuffy nose, a little congestion, the old cheerleader's throat. You don't mind if I rub it in, do you?
Go ahead, rub it in. Vicks Vapor Rub is the world's #1 colds medicine for a very simple reason. It works. Vapor Rub Vaporizing Ointment. When you got a cold that your mother thought you should stay in bed with, but you don't have a temperature, so they let you stay up, long as you don't run all the time, that's a good cold. But only kind of good because everybody's in school. And it isn't even like being sick when nobody asks how you are.
How are you, honey?
Billy, old man, it's a cold world. But one of the warmest things in it is still Vicks Vapor Rub. Who says you have to be in bed to feel its comfort? You're a big girl now, with your own job, your own apartment, and your own cold. If Mother were here, she'd know what to do. Remember, she always rubbed you with Vicks Vapor Rub, and you breathed easier and everything was sort of warm and all right again. And you didn't cough and ache so much. Vapor Rub Decongestant Ointment. It still helps you breathe easier and get a good night's sleep. It's almost like going home.
Ever notice how much worse your child's cold sounds than yours? It is worse. The breathing passages are smaller, the nose clogs up more, the chest is more uncomfortable. Many colds medicines aren't recommended for young children. Vicks Vapor Rub is. It relieves congestion for up to 8 hours. She breathes better, feels better, so she can sleep. Vicks Vapor Rub, an effective decongestant for the miseries of a cold. When your child has a cold, you suffer right along with him. He can hardly breathe. What do? You thank your stars for Vicks Vapor Rub. Many colds medicines aren't recommended for young children. Vicks Vapor Rub is. It helps him breathe easier, up to 8 hours, so he can sleep. And you can, too. For a child with a cold, Vicks Vapor Rub means relief. Night falls on the congested child. He's miserable. Nose clogged, chest bothers him, too. He can't sleep. Many colds medicines aren't recommended for young children. Vicks Vapor Rub is. It relieves congestion for up to 8 hours. Your child breathes better, feels better, so he can sleep. For a child with a cold, Vicks Vapor Rub means relief. Ever notice how much worse your child's cold sounds than yours? It is worse. The breathing passages are smaller, the nose clogs up more, the chest is more uncomfortable. Many colds medicines aren't recommended for young children. Vicks Vapor Rub is. It relieves congestion for up to 8 hours. She breathes better, feels better, so she can sleep. For a child with a cold, Vicks Vapor Rub means relief.
The Vicks Art of Self-Defense, Lesson 7.
How to fight cold miseries with your bare hands. When a cold gets a grip on someone you love, reach for Vicks Vapor Rub. The sooner you rub it into his throat, his chest, and his back, the sooner you can help take the fight out of cold miseries. Vapor Rub Vaporizing Ointment. Your hands give it strength.
The Love Rub Vicks Vapor Rub.
To a kid with a cold, it's love. To a mother, it's more. It's medicine. Good, effective medicine that helps him breathe easier. Medicated vapors in Vapor Rub help decongest stuffy noses for up to 8 hours, twice as long as most decongestants kids can swallow. To a kid with a cold, it's love. To a mother, it's good, effective medicine.
Love Rub.
That's some cold Bobby's got.
I know, he's stuffed up.
Got a big cough too, Mommy, and I hurt.
Sounds like Bobby needs an all-around cold medicine.
Vicks Vapor Rub? That only decongests.
Read the label. Rubbing on Vapor Rub will help ease his aching muscles. And Vicks special medicated vapors not only help decongest, they help relieve coughing, too.
You were right. Vapor Rub really helped.
Sure. Vicks Vapor Rub. It's the all-around cold medicine.
So there are some celebrities in there. I don't know if you noticed. Lily Tomlin plays a housewife in there. And her husband, I can't remember, he's a character actor. I can't remember his name. But, I hope that did not disappoint. I hope that I didn't alienate a bunch of people. And maybe some of you are going to go out and buy a Vicks Vapor Rub. That was the problem when we were digitizing these films, is that we ended up buying some of the products that were being advertised because we were basically inundated with hours and hours and hours of this advertising. And so our brain just turned to mush. So I switched to Crest. I bought Grape Nuts, and we had, what coffee was it? It was really horrible. I can't remember the coffee. But we bought some of that coffee. I found some. I was like, ooh, and I bought it, and I was like, oh, this is really bad. U-Ban coffee. That's what it was. So that's the problem, is even old commercials still can pack a wallop if you're not careful, especially if you watch hours and hours and hours of it. So everybody, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate your attention and your eyeballs. If you like what you saw, you can buy some coffee, but not U-Ban, at ko-fi.com/avgeeks. You can also go to avgeeks.com and see other things that we have digitized over the years. And we also have DVDs for sale there. And you can hit the like button, the subscribe button, the notify me button, any of those things that say, yes, we like what AV Geeks do. Thank you again for joining us, and I'll be back live on Monday, and we will see you soon. Everybody have a great rest of your weekend. Take care.